What's up, everyone? It is me, Adam Prime, and this is the revival, well, kind of, this is a weird spin-off, of TokuBrew, this week in Toku. And this is going to be the show where we talk about the shows. Well, we're going to be talking about DonBrothers, because that's the only show we can start from, because the first episode just came out. And with me is my lovely co-host, as always, my fiance.
I'm Stormy, here again.
Just a little side note, by the way. We just got really busy and didn't feel like filming podcast episodes. That's why, even though we said we were going to come back with the rest of the other stuff from our Halloween wheel, I feel like enough time has passed that we can't do that anymore.
Yeah, so it's the middle of March. Here's that part 2 from Halloween. Yeah,
Part 2.
Not happening. We'll just have to wait until next, spooky season.
Yeah, I'm about to say, we'll open up on that, if we remember.
Oh, trust me, I won't
forget. If we remember.
Trust me, I won't forget. I got all the things I loved. Not to mention, I could always just, rewatch it.
That's fair. But, either way, this week we're talking about the newest Sentai hitting the scene. 46. I almost said 44, and we are 2 past that. Avataro Sentai DonBrothers. And let's open up here, since we've had the suits for the longest. What are you thinking of the suits so far?
I dig it so far. I really like the aesthetic that they're going for. I really like the visors.
They're hater blockers they have on.
Blocking out the hater sunglasses. I mean, the CGI, it's Toku CGI. It's not the best.
Last year we had 4 suit actors. This year they decided, instead of making, which by the way, if you remember, the rumors were that the 2 CGI suited characters we got were going to be CGI as well. But it's super funny to see that Inoue brother and Kaji brother are just dudes. Like the Sonic OC looking guy is a dude. One gains height, whereas the other loses it.
Yeah, because I feel like it's no mystery that this is connected to Zenkaiger. Like, I don't feel like it's I'm spoiling
We have
anything.
an alternate. There's an alternate take of Kaido.
Well, we know they're connected in some way. So I was like, oh, I wonder if there'll be people from different alternate universes or something. But it's just no, it's just a dude, and he turns into a Sonic OC, and the other one turns into a cryptid. So.
Yeah, that's literally what we've been calling Kaji brother the whole time before the show.
I don't know their names quite yet. It is the first episode, so I just call them the cryptid.
Yeah, we're just like, oh, sweet, the cryptid.
And when it is a suit, I enjoy it. And again, but man, when it's CGI, it just has that extra uncanny valleyness to it.
But first male pink.
First male pink, heck yeah, let's go.
I'm excited.
I mean, there was one in a Power Rangers comic, but this is on screen.
Yeah, this is
especially in Sentai.
Yeah, I'm about to say, this is the first Sentai. Power Rangers don't count in Sentai anymore, only in horseshoes. So.
But yeah, first male pink, I'm up for it.
Yeah, I'm about to say,
we got our first female green not long ago. Now we're getting male pink. I'm down.
I'm about to say, I honestly do really like the suits. I love that Don Momotaro not only has the headband with the peach and he has his his fucking sunglasses, but he has a top knot screw bun of death.
Yeah, did you notice it looks like one of their gear? It
looks like an Avataro gear. Yeah. I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, the suits look good.
I'm realizing we didn't mention Oni's sister at all.
Oh, yellow?
Yeah, like the horns.
Yeah, I feel like it's just a really decent suit. I don't really have anything spectacular to say about them, but I mean, I don't really have much negatives to say.
Yeah, the only reason I'm bringing her up is because it's one of the suits we got to see a lot in this episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll talk about Baboon Butt maybe next week.
Monkey.
So
that's just how we've been referring them to.
We got
red, yellow, cryptid, monkey, and Sonic OC.
And not Kaido, but Kaido. I don't know.
We don't know yet. We'll see.
Oh yeah, Zenkaiser Black.
Mm-hmm.
Clean.
And we saw Kaido for 2 seconds.
He's running a coffee bar. So the theme song.
My goodness. I mean, it slapped. What can I say? It was really good.
I really like the theme song. It was fun.
Holy shit, is it an earworm, though. Like, the second we heard it that first time, it has not left my brain. I will be hearing it in my dreams.
Just gonna go to bed and just...
Dun, 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 brothers. Dun, 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 brothers. Oh,
You're gonna wake up screaming,
brothers!
Done! Yeah.
Jesus, don't hurt yourself. Well, how could we possibly forget that they included also the traditional Japanese yo?
Oh my god.
Those things have a name, I don't remember.
It's just like, it's them like elongating titles. Like
Probably.
I told you a couple days ago when like I heard the DonBrothers blaster. I'm like, I could have guessed what it could have sounded like just because of how they used to do certain roll calls. Like, because I told you, I'm like, oh yeah, because in Hurricaneger, whenever they would like their roll call at the end, they would just do like the Osanjo. Like, it's like, I could have guessed that, but, like, it's so... Don't make fun of me. Picking on me.
I'm not picking on you. You just do that so good.
Like, and it's like, yeah, it's like, I think... Yeah, the theming and everything, Jesus. I like the voices and everything, but I like goofy voices a lot.
Oh, what did they call... Was it, like, the Mick Blaster? Because it's so bright yellow.
The Dawn Blaster? Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, I guess... Since we really are just saying the theme song slaps, we can get into the gun.
I mean, there's not really much to say. It's just, it's pumping. I love it, and it's not left my brain. It'll probably stay there for a while. It'll probably be one of those theme songs.
Well, we're going to be listening to it every week, so it's going to be in your head until the day you die.
I'm going to be able to just intensely say all the lyrics. Just... Oh, it's gonna be great.
But yeah, no, the Dawn Blaster. I didn't realize that it was Ronald McDonald colors, and I was just like, oh my god, it's the Mick Blaster.
Because I was like, it's like a really bright yellow. It's not necessarily a highlighter, but it's like a really recognizable, like, almost like, I almost want to say traffic cone, but those are orange. You know, like that traffic yellow.
I like that it's...
But, like, once someone said, like, oh, it's the McDonald's yellow, it's like, yep, that was the color. That's exactly the color.
Blaster.
The Mick Blaster, and I couldn't be happier.
I like that the barrel, when you turn it, the barrels go up. I think that's really neat. I have not bought this toy
yet.
You say that. I'm not tempting fate, but if I do, I will now link to the video right now. But I'm telling you right now, I'm not really planning on it. But weirder decisions have been made both during and after podcasts. Because I wasn't planning on doing the Revice driver either. But, you know, it's not like that's not half the videos I do.
It's funny because, for context, he's been being like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna buy this line, because he says that every year. It's just like, oh, I bought the line last year, I don't know if I'll do it this year. Halfway through this episode, I literally turned and was like, don't do it. Don't do it. I feel the money slipping from your wallet already. Don't do it. Like, he's just like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Or
Future you is gonna prove me right. Let's just watch.
Yeah, but is future you just not wanting the money to leave your wallet?
I don't know. I do want those sunglasses. Like
those
actual sunglasses.
Yeah, it's weird that Premium Bandai immediately was like, hey, we're selling because the characters had, like, got special shades, which I guess now we can get into the actual episode. And should we open up with how I thought to describe this show?
Yeah, because he came up with this, and it just hit the nail right on the head.
Well, like, I'm not even going to take full credit for this, but I didn't realize until we were done watching it, because I remember somebody saying something,
They live.
They live, and I was like, what? Why are they connecting They Live to Sentai?
And
then I watched it, and it was just Gridman mixed with They Live.
Yeah, and, like, here's the thing. He hasn't seen They Live. He knows about it. I know about it. But, it was crazy, because I didn't know that. But, like, once we started seeing the elements, because... Is it spoilery if I talk about, like, what happens?
They Live?
No, not They Live. Well, that movie, like, everybody knows. I'm talking about the actual Sentai.
No, you can just get into it.
Okay. Well, when they put the sunglasses on... I don't know, obviously, we've only seen the first episode. It's not fully...
We only have the first episode.
It hasn't been fully explained yet. But it's, like, you see almost these two different worlds that are, like, mixed together. And the grunts, which look really cool, by the way, are, like, just amongst the people, and when you put them on, it's almost like in They Live, if you've seen it, where like you put on the sunglasses and you see like the truth, you see the reality of it, because when you take them off, it's like fake. Where it's like, oh, like they're just happy human faces. You put them on. Oh, they're actually monsters. Oh, they're actually aliens.
They're grunts. Yeah, she was just in this coffee shop, and
they can see us. Murder!
Yeah, they were literally just murder her. So I guess we should, I was about to say, with that out of the way.
But yeah, Gridman and They Live had a weird Sentai baby.
Yeah. Also, I was surprised that we were following the main female. The only female on the team.
What was it?
Oni's sister.
Oni's sister.
And her name.
Yellow.
I definitely remember her name.
Yellow, the manga artist.
Yeah, she's a manga artist.
Again, I can see there's a little bit of plot going on, and I'm wondering, like, what's going on, because...
Her life going into a death spiral?
Yeah, because it's like, oh, she wrote this manga that got super popular, was winning awards.
And won a contest, yeah.
She's in high school, and then suddenly it's like, oh, it's plagiarized, and there's, like, entire pages that are copy and pasted. I'm like, obviously, like, something's going on, but, you know, we don't know yet.
Yeah, it's like...
But it was so cool. Like, I was so surprised that we followed her. Like, we
for the whole episode.
Yeah, we always follow... Usually you follow... the leader, the red.
You follow the red. No, because sometimes the red's not the leader, but it's just like, yeah, you follow the red. You're expecting to follow Don Momotaro, but... Or He's the only one that you can actually remember, is because it's so common in anything. You just have to remember Taro and you're good.
Yeah.
But...
They even joked about that.
Yeah,
that was really funny.
Joked about that at the end. That was amazing.
By the way, can I also just point out the fact that I am very happy that they basically made his name a pun.
Oh my god. Yes.
Because, like...
Momoi Taro.
Yeah, his name was, like, Momoi Taro. It's like, wow, I wonder who you are.
If I asked you if you came down from a giant peach, would you tell me you didn't?
Of course. He can't lie.
But he can't lie, so of course he said he would tell you.
We're bonded now.
Yeah, he's a weirdo.
I guess you could say he's into bondage.
Boo.
Shut up.
Boo, get out of here.
You're smiling.
But yeah, no. So yeah, it was really interesting because it's like, obviously we knew she was going to be a manga artist and all this. It was just so weird to see her be like, oh, and then all her school was with it. They're like, oh man, you won this contest.
Even her, like, boyfriend.
Yeah, she had a boyfriend for approximately this episode.
Yeah. And it's just like, my mommy said no.
And then he got hit in the face with a tennis ball and didn't die?
I don't know. Tennis ball?
Oh,
you mean
I'm sorry, ping pong ball.
Table tennis.
But yeah, no, it's like, so you're following her and you get to see her get her sunglasses, because they have these mystical sunglasses like They Live, so they can see all these monsters. But it was just so interesting to see, like, as soon as she gets those sunglasses, and, like, the first time she becomes Oni's sister, she goes to go see her publicist or whatever, and then, like, her life then goes into the, like, it just literally gets crumpled and thrown on fire, because they're like, how could you plagiarize this?
Crumpled and thrown on fire.
And, like... And,
oh, you're a bad person. You're a thief. You plagiarized.
Yeah, it's like nobody's hearing her out. Like, what the hell? What's going on? Like, it's like, so it's like, it just seemed weird. Like, once she started being able to see the monsters, I guess, see the truth. Oh, yeah, wait, she was also saved by another villain guy, which I'm surprised. I think there's 2 villain factions?
Yeah, that was really interesting.
Which I'm guessing, I guess one is, like, the, like, Gridman-looking guy.
Well, I mean, they dealt with the monsters in different ways. Like, the Sentai team, when they defeated the monster, the person was still there. But when the weird, mysterious blue guy showed up, and he defeated the monster, the person also died.
Well, we just saw them disappear.
He said, like, oh, they were consumed by greed or something like that. But, like,
I guess the other guys were to assume that they're made by Sentai gears. Because that's what happened at the end. Like... The monster was defeated, and you saw, like, the Ryusoldier Sentai gear go fly into Black, like, not in that way, but Black Kaido's hand. Zenkaiser Black. That's a better way to think it.
You dig yourself a bigger hole there, or?
Well, that's what he's called, so you don't at me. But yeah, so he got it back, and he's like, oh, fine. He's like, oh, good, now I have another one. And so it's like, is that going to be, like, the 2 factions, is, like, these weird, creepy terrorist guys?
I don't know.
Because we only saw one of them.
By the way, I don't know who these, like, I guess I have to wait. I was gonna talk about the the women that are just in like white robes, like with like sheets. Like,
you can bring that up now.
I don't know why, but it's like I don't know who these women are. I don't know what
Don
their purpose
Momotaro's
is.
opening party.
Yeah, they're basically just like this person to come in and for Momotaro, but I'm just like I
Are they
really
real?
love it because it's like I love like seeing them dance around, especially like in the themes, like the actual like theme song.
Yeah, I'm about
the
to say, there's gonna
opening
be a
title,
screenshot.
like the opening title, like, it looks so aesthetically pleasing, and it bounces between like the people actually being there and them being on screens. It's so interesting looking because a big thing about this is it has a lot to do with like
a virtual world
and like traditional Japan and like
story wise folklore.
like folklore and urban legends, which I am so excited to see because that sounds super interesting. I'm always down for learning more stuff about that, and I don't know if this is what's gonna happen, but I'm really interested to see if all the villains are more on like the technological techie kind of side, you know, obviously, and then and then the heroes that we're following are actually more within tradition, because usually it's reversed, so it'll be kind of cool to see that if that's what they're going for. I'm down.
Yeah.
By the way, who I don't know who it was, but like I got so set off by someone on the internet just being like, oh, they're doing traditional Japan again. It's like, oh, yeah, like that one other time, like how many years ago? Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
It's almost like it was really popular.
It's almost like we're in Japan.
Oh my gosh, it's almost like that. It's like, you wouldn't hear someone, like, can you imagine someone in Japan being like, God, the Americans are making another Western. Like, could you imagine? Like,
that's a point. But yeah, no, that is a point. But, like, yeah, no, I think it's really interesting that, like, again, I guess getting to that, I guess since we're on this part, because, just the whole opening party for Don Momotaro, where it's so extra. It's just so extra, because it's, again, like you said, there's the dancing ladies, and then the other four are dancing as these, like, dudes in toga are just carrying him
on his motorcycle.
With the any ride on the thing, and then he just starts like makes it look
gyrating,
like he's pelvic thrusting on top of it,
like a mechanical bull,
and then just tells everyone to laughs like a psychopath, and then drives into the battle.
Okay, I feel like this is a great segue. Can I just be the first to say that freaking Momotaro is just an absolute batshit insane character, and I kind of love it.
Dude's crazy.
He's actually fucking crazy. Like, he's just going around.
He's such a weirdo.
Yeah, it's like...
like, he just... Like, the guy's house he walked into, and just, like, was just like, oh, and then just cleaned the dude's house like it was just...
And slapped a fortune on his head.
All of a sudden, like, wrote him a fortune that said victory, shoved it on his head, and was just like, oh, and then the guy was like, oh, now I feel like I can do it. It's like, what?
Well, to be fair, like, one thing we know is, like, oh, he can't lie. And one of the things that he said was, oh, I'm able to give good fortune.
Well, he has good fortune and can give good fortune.
Exactly. So I imagine this is probably having to do with, like, the story of Momotaro. So
yeah,
it probably has something to do with that. So
yeah, it's like, it's so weird to say. That's all we can really say about Don Momotaro now.
Yeah, it's only one episode. I mean. Yeah. I thought that it was really funny when Yellow was going up to, like, the other people and immediately pledging her allegiance. Got bitch slapped one time, and the other... And
then when the guy she's actually looking for shows up, and she's like,
nope, he's
weird. It's definitely not him.
He's weird.
Definitely not that guy.
Yeah, they're just so weird. And, or the fact that they automatically get, like, teleported there and teleported out.
It seems like, it's all virtual.
Pink Cryptid was in this episode, but we, like, did not see anything.
He just showed up and he was like, oh, you're one of us, and then showed her, like, him transforming so she knew, and...
Went into the uncanny valley.
And then he turned into his true cryptid form, and then he fought, and then when the battle was over, he was gone. Like, we didn't really get to see Kaji Brother a lot, but...
I wonder what's up with the guy that found him, like, the guy that found him in prison? The river. Yeah, and he's in, like, some sort of, like, electric prison.
He's in the Matrix prison. Well, and, like, yeah, that's actually what I was gonna mention. I'm like, yeah, we don't know what his deal is outside of he found Momotaro. So I guess, is that his dad?
I guess so. By the way, we did get, like, a small flashback of, like, 21 years beforehand where,
that's how it
like,
opened.
you see the guy finding the baby in the peach that fell from the sky out of a sky vagina, you know?
Out of my mind
By
vagina!
the way, this I birthed it from my mind vagina. One thing that I pointed out a while ago was it's kind of interesting how, like, older Toku, like, way in, like, oh, what was it? Heisei?
Like what?
Like, early Toku.
Showa,
thank you. I couldn't think of it for some reason. Like, a lot of the people that you follow, whether it's Sentai, Kamen Rider, Ultraman, they're always, like, older. It's like, oh, they're in, like, their, like, mid-20s to, like, 30s or so.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's like, oh, once, you know, it got into more of the Heisei and kind of more towards, you know, the more modern kind of style era. It's like, oh, they got super young. They were more like 16 and 18 because that's like who...
Somewhere even in high school.
Usually in high school. And it's kind of going back into adult now. Like, a lot of them are starting to go into, like, 21 or so.
Like, this is going to a weird in-between because obviously
they're weirdly,
sister...
like, following our generation of all
yeah.
things. They're growing up with our generation of all things. Like, so it's kind of crazy to, like,
it is
be a part of that.
But yeah, it is interesting. But yeah, no. But yeah, we don't know what, like, it is interesting to see how that's changed over the years, but that even changed for, like, when you think about it in movies and everything, because you have to think, like, once they made, like, the first, like, kid character that could actually be the hero, they were like, well, it's like, yeah, why wouldn't you? Where it's like, it's why, like, teen heroes were big when we were younger, because it's like, oh, you don't...
If they can do it, I can do it.
Well, yeah, it's like, it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, it grows with that audience. And that's why I feel like kids who grew up in the 80s have a lot harder time accepting teenage heroes.
What, just gonna happen to us,
because they were growing up. Like, because it's like...
When they switch to younger.
Yeah, it's like, so now that they're younger, because it's like, they were always like, man. It's like, oh, you want to try to be Indiana Jones, not, oh, what if I could actually do what Indiana Jones does kind of situation.
I want to grow up to be Indiana Jones versus I am Indiana Jones.
Exactly. It's one of those situations. And I think this one's a weird mix because it's funny you say that even though, again, Oni's sister's in high school.
Well, yeah, I feel like there's actually a really broad range of ages.
And Momotaro's just a delivery man.
So what do we exactly know about these characters so far? Because I know, obviously, Yellow, she's in high school. She's a aspiring manga artist.
I'm not even going to care to mention.
Okay, fine. I was going to... Okay, and I know that, like, Momotaro is a delivery guy.
Can't tell a lie.
Can't tell a lie, has good fortunes.
And
we'll probably learn more about him in the next episode.
His dark backstory.
Is it Pink that's basically the stay-at-home husbando?
It sounds like he might just be Laito from G, Zero's host.
I'm fine with that.
I'm okay with it. We saw who his wife was recently.
We did?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean like in
the casting wise,
okay.
Yeah. We haven't actually seen her.
I thought you meant the show. I'm like, where was she?
What, you didn't see her? She was right next to him.
You just like take a marker on your TV screen, just there you go.
Just
do like a little stick
figure,
little stick figure with a smiley face.
Oh my god. But yeah, no, that's what we know about Kaji Brother. Well, the only reason I'm saying it's like, what are we gonna? There's nothing to expand upon when we're gonna talk about Inoue Brother and Is it Saru? Yeah, Saru Brother. Like what?
More than likely, we'll see them next episode.
Well, it's like we got Monkey. Sonic OC, who's a murderer. Like,
by the way, I love that it's like, oh, he's a dog, but I'm in the clan of saying that he definitely looks more like a cat. What was the meme that we saw where it was Gaoan just pss, 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 I'm not a cat.
Well, okay, wait. Well, I guess since we're talking about him, I just think it's funny that he's just a dude. Like, he's just a person. He's not like a CGI he's not a little kid. He's just a grown man who turns into a Sonic character.
He's not even an alien.
Yeah, he's just a dude.
He's just a dude.
Oh my god.
There's so many I know that this is kind of probably should have talked about it earlier. Like, I love almost video gamey moments are in this.
Oh yeah, no, that's.
Or there's boost pads and
Well, yeah.
And her running across the clear green bridge that was falling apart. That looked way more convincing than the one in Saber, but.
Hey. You're right, but still.
It looked bad. You can't convince me that in any way, shape, or form that looked good.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying neither of them look good, but that one looked better.
It at least looked convincing.
Yeah.
The
but,
other
like,
one, it was like...
Yeah,
I laughed. It took me straight out of the moment. It was so funny
Yeah.
to see.
Yeah, her just being like, oh no! Oh my god, though, but I was not expecting those video game elements.
Yeah, it's real. I'm really interested to see where this is gonna go, because, I mean, Zenkaiger is probably now one of the most nearest and dearest to my heart Sentais. Like, it's probably my favorite right now. I haven't watched that many, but it's hard.
It was fun.
It was hard to see it go, so I'm a little bit like, don't put on DonBrothers, put Zenkaiger on. It's over. I know.
Yeah.
So it
doesn't help. They both have slapping themes.
Oh, absolutely. So I have almost a little bit of bitterness going into this, like, you're not Zenkaiger, but at the same time, it's like, okay, I really enjoyed it.
It's charmed. It's very charming. I like it.
It's very charming.
Stop. This isn't a Sonic podcast. We're not an Inuit Brother podcast. But yeah, I can't wait to see what we're gonna get next. And overall, I like the first episode.
I can't wait to see more Momotaro.
I'm excited to see where this is gonna go. Again, like, I guess Oni's sister's the protagonist. At least by this episode's logic, she's the protagonist.
At the moment, at least. Yeah. I mean, maybe it'll switch.
Yeah. Do we want to talk about the villain poet guy real quick?
Yeah, he
spoke
in rhymes.
Yeah, he spoke in rhymes, saved Oni's sister, because I guess there's, like I said, wavering factions. I guess
so. He gave her. She had a bunch of flowers.
And tried to beat the fucking monster to death with them.
Which was funny because I was like, beat him with the flowers, and then she did it, and I was like, yeah. And then he like put one back in her pocket, and she was like head over heels for a minute.
Yeah. Until he came back and she was like, oh, I will work for you because obviously you're Momotaro, right?
Nope.
And then he just is like, he just kind of looked at her and is just like, nope. And just like, she rails away. And then I think that's when Kaji Brothers shows up.
Yeah, and then she does the same thing to him.
Yeah, he's just confused.
Such good stuff.
But yeah, it's fun.
It was really fun. Again, honestly, like, I dog on the CGI a lot, but the actual, like,
the CGI was...
city part, like, where, like, you know...
when it was the Gridman city?
When it was, like, the Gridman city, that actually looked pretty good. I will say that.
That looked fun.
The robot looks really good. I like it.
Don Zenkaiger.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm about to say I like it.
Don't have a lot to say, because, again, first episode.
This is it. I'm about to say, we've been going for almost a half an hour, so I think we've had plenty to say.
Mm-hmm.
But overall,
I'd suggest it.
Yeah, I'd say if you want to watch it, watch it.
Follow along.
This time there is no questionable cast members that will have to make us debate on how we want to feel about things.
Yeah.
At least it has that, but that's for another podcast. But I don't know if a Don Blaster video will be in the future. Probably not. We'll see.
I'm not convinced.
Link in the description.
I mean, hopefully, in the description. Hopefully, we'll be. You said you wanted to try and do this after every episode.
Yeah, I would say that's why it's called This Week in Toku.
Just a quick little.
Yeah,
so
these should be coming out.
It won't be like last time when I said we'll do this every 10 episodes, and then you never heard from me again. I just disappeared.
Never heard from both of us. We both just.
At least you make other videos.
That's true. For all intents and purposes, the reason the TokuBrew may have gotten canceled is because of a terrible accident that happened.
Yeah, for all you know, I could have died.
Maybe this isn't real right now. And I'm just talking to myself and putting on voices. Don't you?
You spit everywhere.
That's
spit all over the fucking microphone. Ew!
It's my microphone.
I have to talk into it.
That's fair. Oh.
You nasty bitch.
But yeah, no. So, hopefully, we want to do an episode that will dedicate of like a full-on podcast, like just a TokuBrew episode for both wrapping up Zenkaiger, because we did talk about it, and I think we have a lot to say about the end and everything.
Yeah.
And I think we'll do another episode, try to do an episode that will catch up us on where Revice is, because I feel like it would be really awkward to just throw Revice into it now.
Yeah, they would be nice to like, catch up on Revice, and then maybe at some point like catch up.
Conversation, yeah.
Either in casual conversation. I don't think it'll be like how we're doing like Don Momotaro at the moment. I feel like it'll probably be more like, oh, once it's over, then we'll be like, okay, these are the concluding thoughts, I imagine.
Oh, okay. I was going to talk about, like, we catch up
So
where we are now.
So 3 chunks, basically.
Well, like, I was
We'll
thinking...
see.
Well,
none of this is solid. You're literally hearing the planning
well,
process.
yeah, well, the only reason I was telling you that was to tell you, be like, hey, we could add it to this show.
I guess
once
so.
we catch up, and then we
That's fair, that's
and
fair.
it's like, and just...
Because, like, the whole point of this is, like, once, like... Because usually there's 3 shows out at once. There's Sentai, Kamen Rider, and Ultraman. Like, you're saying,
Ultraman's not open right now.
Yeah, I know.
We can add Decker to this.
But what I'm saying is, like, oh, once, it's like, we have the 3 shows a week, then it's like, oh, we can do...
Videos.
The video talking about all 3 rather than, like, just one.
Yeah.
But for now, this is what we got.
Yeah, so expect just more DonBrothers on this show.
DonBrothers.
Oh, you. Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna listen back to that, and I'm just gonna be punching myself in the face, cringing, just, why did you do that?
It's funny, don't worry.
No. No, I'm kidding.
But either way, I guess until next episode, which
Glad
will
to
be
be
the
back.
next episode. Yeah.
Did you miss me?
I'm about to say...
I'm so charming and lovable.
I'm about to say that, and this is overall part of my initiative to get more videos out. So hopefully this can allow me to do at least help me do a video a week, if not 2. But I make no promises, because I'm editing all of it. I mean, Bellarock's editing all of this. I'm keeping the illusion alive. Bellarock's a real person. Nobody can tell you otherwise.
What illusion?
Cut the film.
Go! He's grabbing! Run!
Okay, for real.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Thank you for listening. See you next time.
Yeah, thank you so
Bye-bye.
much. Bye.